Hey guys, this is Tom Box, and we're launching a Banlist prediction right now because it seems like the YCS stream has kind of hinted heavily that they might be releasing a list. I don't know, some sort of really important information, so we might be here playing Banlist Bingo with them, and hopefully this video can make it out before they launch that list, so pay attention to the stream. So anyways, in terms of the upcoming ban list for December, January, whatever this prediction is going to be, it's going to be based on what are the most dominant decks and the stuff that's scaling up the format and things to shake it up. Whether you agree or disagree, you can leave it down in the comments section, but without further ado, let's jump into it. So this prediction is going to be based off of taking down anything that was deemed at some point a tier 1 or tier 0 deck. Number 1, Fiendsmith, Snake Eyes and Sinful Spoils, Yubel, Kashtira, and Tenpai. These are the most dominant pieces. They're just engine pieces that get shoved everywhere and overly making the game pretty stale in terms of predictability. Oh, I can't fit a different engine in. Shoving Kashtira, shoving Fiendsmith. And this is to kind of burn down those bridges. So let's get to this ban list prediction. For my ban prediction, I have two cards, Original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye and Moon of the Closed Heaven. Original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye, kind of a given for me because it's just that all of the wanted package, the Sinful Spoil package, eventually leads back into this and then bridges out into Fire King, Rescue Ace, Snake Eye, and Snake Eye just bridges back into these other things. And not only that, it's just so powerful, cycles itself back in. And I think it's about time this card gets a boot out of our game so that, you know, the decks can actually deviate a little bit and rather than just kind of becoming a melting pot of a strategy. And that also applies to Moon of the Closed Heaven. Any two monsters going to a Fiendsmith package. I thought that, you know, at the previous ban list, Lacrima being gone, maybe this is going to slow down. And at some point, lots of people did cut out their Fiendsmith package, mainly being a Yubel-esque card. But it's back. And we already know Kashtira Fiendsmith is one of the most dominant decks. It's just really, really good. People started to use the trap card, Fiendsmith in Paradise, to send cards into the graveyard, making it even more powerful. Just so much going on for this. And so Moon of the Closed Heaven, if you want to play Fiendsmith, well, play Fiendsmith as Fiendsmith. Use the other cards of Fiendsmith rather than just using it solely as an engine. So that's why those two are my two ban predictions. Cards going down to 1, I have Bonfire, Wanted, Diabell Star the Black Witch, Phantom Yubel, Chandra, Kashtira Fenrir, Kashtira Unicorn, and Druid Swarm. Yeah, you're not agreeing with some of this stuff right now. Feel free to comment down below. In terms of Bonfire, pretty self-explanatory. It's as powerful, if not more powerful than Rhoda, and searches for way better options. Most of the stuff that you can search for are one-card combos. Ash, you got Poplar, you got Oak, you've got the Centurion cards, and you also have Ice Ryzeal and X Ryzeal. With those cards being searchable, becoming one-card combos that blow out boards that are being built on, then probably has to go down to 1. Yes, 100%. And then I can also sell you the Ascension Tachyon or the other Tachyon card that you can search for your Ryzeal cards, which makes a lot of sense. Next, Wanted and Witch, two of the most powerful cards. One is like a better chaos space that gives you pluses and now can flexibly go into Omni Negates. Witch, on the other hand, kind of bridges the same thing. All part of that same circle. Both of them deserve to go to 1. All right, that's kind of where I stand. Also, they kind of reprinted in the quarter century Bonanza, so, you know, it doesn't really give us that much of a safety net. Next, Phantom Yubel and Chandra. Well, Phantom Yubel, looking at this card, it was really annoying to see that they can make one to give you the monster negation, rather the effect change, but then to make a second one and then use it as a body to combo off, yeah, that's a little bit ridiculous to me. It could go to 1, it could go to 2, but please do something about it because I know people play 3 copies of this, all right? I know that for a fact, and they just use it so that they can keep on pushing through hand traps. A little bit too often, a little bit too much. Then there's Chandra. Okay, you guys tell me this. How many times have you guys died to normal summon out Chandra because they hand trap you to the ground? Normal summon Chandra is a 1-card OTK. And we got to minimize that so that when we try to focus our negation on that Chandra, it's not just going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to Sangan Kaiman a second Chandra out. And now you lose anyway. So it's a bit too much, and at least make it so that they actually have to work for it. At least make it so that we can interact with the board in the battle phase. I don't care if you got your Sangan summoning out. Yeah, I can't deal with your board in that case. But Chandra to 1, probably the one for me when it comes to a Tenpai hit. I mean, there's also Sangan Kaiman as well, but we'll look at that later. Kashtira Fenrir, Kashtira Unicorn, they have become the most splashable cards in the entire game. Oh, my deck needs to play some additional cards, and I want to deal with Shifter. Shove in 3 Fenrirs and a Unicorn, or shove in 3 Unicorns and a Fenrir. It seems like that's kind of the go-to thing that people are doing, and not only that, it has also resurfaced as another very powerful deck in Fiendsmith Kashtira. it's a very annoying deck. And we already know that the cash tier playstyle isn't, the favorite playstyle of most players, unless you're the one playing it. But it is one of the most annoying disruption with the face down banish, making actual unusable pieces for your opponent's removal. I kind of like it, to be honest. I like Fenrir, to be fair, but I think it's too much for a lot of people, and also kind of makes most people's deck building skew towards those monsters to some degree. And finally, I have Druisworm. That's kind of a personal choice. It is so strong. The entire Bestial package is just ridiculous, and I think Druisworm can also take a little bit of a tone down. Even Baldric, to some degree, can take a tone down, because it is going to be very, very dominant if you do not take care of these particular monsters, especially with Malice. Malice is going to abuse the crap out of these monsters. Cards going up to 1, Global Fiber Jar, Elder Entity Norden, that's my Copium pick, and Heavy Metal Foes, Electromite. I mean, I don't really care if you bring back Electromite for some reason, and it'd be nice to actually see the return of Pendulum monsters as well. That's just my take on it. Maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't, but I think even if it came back right now, it wouldn't make that big of a difference. I guess some people would still play like the Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon as a part of some sort of combo package to give you the Omni Negate, but it's like a lot of work in comparison to some of the OTKs that we are performing here today in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! So Global, sure, why not? It's not any better than Revolution Synchron, in my opinion. It's an extra body, a little bit less condition. It's going to be a good card. But is it broken? Not in this day and age. And the effect's like once per duel, so it's not too bad. Then there's also Fiber Jar. Like, maybe someone's going to play it. I doubt anyone's even going to bother touching it. And then there's also, this is my true Copium pick of Elder Entity Norden. Maybe we can actually play Elder Entity Norden to reboost the Mermail decks to new heights, to broken heights, it's going to be really, really crazy if we can have this. And it's going to entice a lot of Mermail players to definitely try it out again with the instant fusion. So for cards going to 2, there's 1 card going down and 2 cards going up. For the 1 card going down, it's going to be in the Tenpai family of the Sangan Kaiman. Sangan Kaiman can go to 2. It can go to 1 if you don't even touch Chandra. If you leave Chandra alone, then yeah, this card can go straight to 1, and 1 Ash can deal with this problem. Count me in, alright? But if the Chandra goes down to 1, then this card doesn't have to take a full-blown hit. And that's kind of where I stand when it comes to, like, we got to still balance the hit, not be complete destruction here. And we're not seeing a lot of Rescue Ace players top right now. Yes, Rescue Ace Airlifter is going to be one of the most powerful cards. It is the best starter in their deck by far. But right now, that's kind of being replaced by the Witch. But if Witch and Wanted are both hit, and Original Sinful Spoils is also being hit, then that kind of makes us like maybe Airlifter can be one of their engine starter once again. That's kind of where I stand in terms of the Rescue Ace Airlifter. Then there's 1 card that's a strict prediction. Zodiac Ratpier. Can this card come back? I mean, we don't have Dryden, but we have Dryden's better mechanic cousin, the Detonator. I mean, Zodiac Rapier, what is this card really going to do? It feels like there's so many decks are able to just jump 2 monsters out from nowhere. In the Zodiac Rapier kind of does the same thing. It does play into the Xyz package. Will it do anything if we have multiple rats? And my answer is I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that would seem super broken. Would it enable a different kind of 1-card combo? Probably. Is it going to be disruptible? Probably even more so. So that's kind of where I stand in regards to Zodiac Rapier. And of course, these are kind of like wish listy items. For cards going to 3, these are the ones that probably didn't do anything all of last format. Number 1 is going to be Arch Nemesis Protoss. I mean, sure, some people played it within their Nemesis package, and they used the Infernal Banshee, and then got the search of the Nemesis flag, got the search of Protoss. But even then, I think they're only playing 1 Protoss anyway. They're not gonna play multiple. I don't think there's any point in playing multiple because it's kind of a dead card to draw multiple if you get that many Arch Nemesis Protoss for 1. And so it doesn't really matter if this card goes to 3 because it doesn't really change the fact that people are mainly just gonna play 1 until someone finds a way to break it. But now is not that time. The second thing is going to be Phantom Skyblaster. Don't think it deserves a hit. It's not going to be played. There's so many better options. Yes, it can generate maybe like 4 tokens worth of monsters, like the active live trade your normal summon for a scapegoat type deal. But at the same time, it's just, is it really that powerful in this day and age where like the firewall's already been nerfed, it's been errated? Like, what are you really doing with this Phantom Skyblaster? Yeah, it's going to be another generic combo deck that you're going to have to trade your normal summon for this, which can be very good. But I don't know where you're going to be truly pushing the Phantom Skyblaster. You're going to see like Hashtira Phantom Skyblaster decks. Maybe that's the thing. And 3, every single Dragon Ruler can go all the way back up to 3, and I don't think it's even going to make a dent in terms of the meta at all. It's just going to be, maybe some people are going to use like bits and pieces of Redox in their Earth deck so they can use it as a revival play. Maybe they'll use the title as a way to discard water, and maybe they'll finally touch Blaster and blow up a card on the field. Tempest already kind of saw play, so I'm not really going to dwell too much on Tempest, but that would be it for this Banlist prediction. So that's all I got for this Banlist prediction. If I wasn't so rushed to deliver one, I would probably put more thought into it. But I'm probably going to do like a live reaction in terms of, you know, the actual Banlist being dropped. And if that's the case, that means I have a damage report that also has to come up. They're just throwing work at me at this point, and this whole video just feels like I'm doing my homework 2 minutes before it's due, and I have to go into the classroom right about now. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Leave your comments down below of what you think about this current Banlist prediction. I really wish I had more time on it, honestly. But hit subscribe, ding that notification bell, and I hope I remember to edit that part out. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.